Hi everyone, Pam Gregory, astrologer. I'm going to be speaking to you today about the second half of December, which is a very rich period astrologically. But really from now until next March 2015, these last 4 months of the Uranus square Pluto aspect are going to be pretty high intensity, I believe. On the 15th of December, we have the 6th of 7 exact squares between Uranus and Pluto. They've been moving around in the heavens, as I say, for about the last 3 years, and they come together in an exact square and then move apart again. And whenever they're exactly together, exactly at that 90-degree point, then the symbolism tends to be heightened. And I've spoken a great deal about this in the last few years, but essentially it's an intense energy of change. And the intensity can be of an emotional nature, it can be a time pressure kind of intensity, but it creates a profound restlessness, a desire for more freedom, often more equality as well. So we can initiate the change. Sometimes disruptive sudden change comes to us from the outside, and sometimes there are some wonderful, life-changing, out-of-the-blue opportunities that come to us as well that create change. But the process is very much about our awakening, even though it may feel a little uncomfortable along the way. And as I say, on the 15th, we have the 6th of 7 exact squares. So watch for that symbolism manifesting in your life and in the world. And what's interesting as well is Pluto is often about secrecy. Secrets being hidden in large institutions or by large institutions. And Uranus is about pure truth, uncovering those secrets. And that may have important consequences too. Then, of course, on the 21st of December, we have the winter solstice. And this is a wonderful time to set new intentions for the next 3 months. The ancient peoples saw solstices as very powerful energy portals, and they remain so today. So a great time to think about what you want to achieve in the next 3 months. All the more so because we have a new moon in Capricorn at 0006 of Capricorn on the 21st of December. It's happening at 5:35 p.m. Pacific, 8:35 p.m. Eastern, and 1:35 a.m. the next day on the 22nd UK time. And people who are likely to feel this most are anyone born between the 18th and the 23rd of March or June, 20th to the 24th of September or December of any year. So think about where this new beginning falls in your chart. It's strongly Capricornian. It's about getting things done in a very practical way. Saturn rules Capricorn, so it's about putting work in, having focus. And at this new moon, we actually have 5 planets in Capricorn. The Sun and Moon are always together at a new moon, but we also have Mercury, Venus and Pluto, all in Capricorn. So it's a very responsible energy. It's quite an action-oriented energy. It's fantastic also for setting goals and very practically working away at achieving them. So really think about where that falls in your chart as an important new beginning. Not only is it falling almost exactly on the winter solstice, but also within a few hours of this new moon, Uranus, which has been moving retrograde, goes stationary direct and then starts to surge forwards again in direct motion. Now, whenever a planet is stationary direct, again, its symbolism is heightened. So with Uranus, again, it's about awakening. It's about really asserting our individuality. And it's about people perhaps starting to think about breaking away from the mainstream or a 9-to-5 office job and doing something which has more freedom, which has more individual self-expression, and which really follows their pure truth in a clearer way. There's going to be quite a lot of restlessness around those issues for people to achieve that. So that's just within a few hours of that new moon. And then another piece of big news astrologically is that on the 23rd of December, Saturn moves out of Scorpio, where it's been for over the last couple of years, and moves into Sagittarius. And it will stay in Sagittarius for the next 3 years. It will have a brief skirting backwards into the end of Scorpio for 3 months next year, but essentially, apart from that, for the next 3 years, it's going to be in Sagittarius. So this is about putting work, putting effort and focus into something. Saturn rules Capricorn, so the symbolism is very similar, but it's about restructuring. And on a personal level, it could be about restructuring our beliefs. It's also about making real our visions and our possibilities. They're very connected to Sagittarius. And when Saturn is there, it puts work into our visions and future possibilities. It makes real the dream, if you like. So once we have our clarity on what we want to achieve, Saturn helps us achieve it. People often fear Saturn, but it's the teacher. It's the teacher that helps us move forward in life by restructuring and putting work in. In a global sense, this may also bring about new laws, new policies, restructuring in that sense to do with religious institutions, belief systems, racism and xenophobia. It's very connected to education. Immigration is likely to be a very big issue. And also things like currency exchange. There could be new rulings, new laws coming in affecting currency exchange too. So if you know where Saturn falls in your chart, this could be a very, very important time of focus for you, whether it's in the first house for your identity, or the second of restructuring money, or the third restructuring your thinking patterns, or the fourth putting responsibility into the home or for a parent, or the fifth house of your chart. That's about restructuring your play-work balance, bringing up more creativity for you. The sixth house, if Saturn is moving through there, it's about restructuring your work life. Seventh house, it's about Saturn putting work into a relationship. Eighth house, it's about Saturn putting work into deep spiritual matters, perhaps a study course. The ninth house, it can also be about studying in a more formal sense, or it's very much about really focusing on your belief systems to move forwards in the world. That's going to be your framework. In the 10th house, Saturn is about responsibility, working very hard in your career, and either reaching a culmination or becoming very aware that you're actually needing to change direction completely. In the 11th house, Saturn is about putting work into groups and idealistic organisations you may be involved in. And then finally, Saturn moves through our 12th house. Then it's about the dissolution of the old personality structure and putting inner work into refocusing who we really want to be. So if you know your chart, that's very helpful because that's going to be running for the next 3 years. So if you'd like more information about my book or any free monthly information, just go to my website, which is www.thenextstep.uk.com. And if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas season and enjoy all the rich astrological offerings that we have moving through this second half of December. Thanks so much for listening.